Alright, last session we discussed about string methods. Hope you got some exercises out of it. If you would have practiced, that would have been great. If not, I encourage you to practice. More the practice, more the expertise. Once you feel the programming, it will be easy for you. Okay. So today we will discuss about two operations. Sorry, two concepts. So we will discuss about operators in Java, and then we will go for loops. Okay. Um, I would recommend you to practice along with me. That will be easy for you. If not, that is okay. So how do you create the rule? So simple. You just open a rule. Uh, Change the rule name. If you do not change the rule name, it will just override existing rule. Remove the dates, remove the ID, and then click save. You will create one more rule. For example, I created this rule. I'll take this rule. I'll just change the rule name, operators, and remove everything. Only the values. Then click save. Then reload, refresh here. Then you'll see the rule created. Okay. Do not go for complete page refresh. If you go for page refresh, the object type you selected also will be disappears. Example, see like this. So always use this refresh icon. Okay. Everywhere you will find that in SailPoint IdentityIQ. Right now, operators. So we have a couple of type of operators in Java. Arithmetic operators. I don't think it's very new for you. We all studied all these things. Then assignment operators, comparison operators, then logical operators. So these are the operators we have in Java or any other programming language as well. The same operators are used. The syntax is different from each and every language. Concepts are same pretty much. Okay, so let's look at each and every operator. What is the purpose of it and what it does, and then some examples out of it. Okay, so if you look at arithmetic operators, as the name indicates, basic math. Okay, so addition, subtraction, multiplication. Believe, even though if you are not in programming, you do know this. At least you might have been using calculator, so you know that. Modulus, maybe you might have not used much, so return the reminder, right? Increment and decrement, we have already discussed about it last week, but yeah, let's go for it again. Let's have examples for each and every operator. So let's define two numbers. So you can take any numbers, better to take integers. So int a equal to, let's say, 10, int b equal to 20. So how do you indentation or properly align these lines? Just click on this. Okay. Now I want some. So int let's say add equal to a plus b. That's it. Return add. So how do you print using the return statement? So you can use the plus operator to add two numbers. Okay, save and run. So you get 30. Okay. Similarly, you can go for uh, subtraction. Int sub equal to a minus b, or b minus a, your wish, minus 10. So 10 minus 20 minus 10. Then what else? Multiplication, a asterisk b, right? Return multiplication, 10 into 20, 200. What else? Division and modulus. Where do you use this? Very less. In SailPoint, we don't use much. Why? As I mentioned already in SailPoint, what we do is we get the data from HR system, right? We get the data from HR system. What kind of data we get? User details like first name, last name, department, email address, right? Most of the user data is um, string only, right? So if you look at an employee data, everything will be string, except some numbers will be there. Um, so it's a basic profile of an employee. What are all the details will be there for an employee? I mean, you can guess it easily. I mean, you do not need to be in identity and access management. You are using your day-to-day applications, right? So for that, you will be creating an account. Let's say you are creating an account in Netflix or Amazon. Some application you will be creating an account for you. What kind of data you will be filling? This kind of data. First name, last name, email, uh, address, then mobile number. This is all string only. Cannot have even mobile number as number. It's not no, it's a big number, and we also use country code like this plus uh, let's say 31 and then numbers, right? So we use country code. So plus is like what? Plus 31 is Netherlands country code, right? So this is a string. We cannot use it as a number because of having country code. Okay. Then you'll have department. Some will be there. Let's say gender. We will not use that in HR. I mean, HR will have this data, but we don't uh, get gender information. Okay. Next, gender information will be there in HR system, but we don't get into SailPoint or any identity and access management. Then age will be there. We actually don't calculate age. We do not need that actually. What we get is instead of age, we get is date of birth, which is date. Okay, even date of birth we'll receive it as a string only. In SailPoint, everything. I mean, I cannot talk about other identity or IAM products, but I believe there as well. Mostly we receive everything as a string only, even the date of birth, which is a date. We will discuss about dates in SailPoint, sorry, Java. Even this date of birth will receive as a string only. What we will get as integers are maybe employee ID if it contains only numbers, like for example 102030, right? Or sometimes we need to pass the data right to the application. So the flow is simple: HR to IAM product like SailPoint, and then we send it to target applications, Okay, imagine like if you are new to this class or if you are new to identity and access management, if you have not read my blogs already, fine. So what is the purpose of identity and access management or SailPoint? So imagine like you are going to work in an organization. To work in an organization, you need access to different applications. Let's say if you are using your mobile phone, if you need to create an account in different applications, right? For example, if you'd like to watch some movies, you go for Netflix. So you need to create an account for you, right? Let's say you need email. So you will create a Google account, Gmail or Yahoo or Outlook, something, right? So like that, even when you are working in an organization, you will be needing access to multiple applications so that you can work, right? Let's say at least we need to add your bank details somewhere so that you receive the salary. That's important, right? So you need to create an account for you. You need to, mention all your details, including bank details. We don't want you to create that account. We don't want you to manually enter the data, spend time there. Instead, what we do is we receive the data from HR, we store the data in identity and access management like SailPoint product. And from here, we will only create an account for you automatically. If it is not automatic, uh, sometimes you will request manually. Then we will send the data from SailPoint to target applications. You don't fill the data, first name, last name. No. You just say like, I need access to Netflix. If yes, then what kind of access? Netflix, you have different plans, right? Like basic plan, mobile plan, TV plan, like that. So you select which kind of access you need. After that, you do not enter your first name and last name, nothing, because we already received the data from HR system. Okay, so while sending the data here, sometimes we need to send the data in number format, integers or strings. That is where we use the coding. Okay, so but mostly we will not get the numbering. uh, you know 98% or 99% of your work in IAM world is strings only. Remaining 2% you will might be working with dates very less, and numbers also very less. Booleans we use a lot, true, false for conditions. Okay, but yes, it's good to know the programming, right? And also it's no big deal. But in reality, we do not use these arithmetic operations much. Okay. Anyway, so now if you look at division, it will divide the number and then give you the reminder. Let's say int division equal to, just for namesake, I'm just writing all these things. Otherwise, it's okay. But all of you guys, you need to remember one thing, that you cannot run faster at the moment. You are just like a infant baby. You need to practice slowly, one by one. As I mean, without foundation, you cannot be an expert, right? So practice all these things. It will help you. Okay. Parent rule, you get a, what is 0? Yeah, 10 by 20, of course, you get 0. Let me reverse it. I got 2. Okay. Now let me take some numbers like this. Let's say 125 b equal to 20. Okay. And then I'm gonna write modulus, int modulus equal to a percentage b. So whenever you are writing, any line, let's say for example, you and me are working together and you shared your screen, and now I'm telling you the code logic. Until unless I tell like, it's a smaller case, it's an uppercase. I mean, until unless I say that it's an uppercase, don't use uppercase. In programming, everything is smaller case only. Okay, any language, any program you take, for example, I'll open, this is one of the big code I have written. I haven't used capital letters much, right? Most of the things are smaller case. Okay, unless I say that it's a capital, you should not use capital case. Okay. S Second, spaces as well. This is the data type, this is the variable, and of course you need to give the space. But after this, if you see, I am giving space before equal to, after equal to, and in between the operators as well. Just for reading purpose. If I mean, it's not mandatory. I can remove the space. This is also valid code. Nothing wrong with this. But it's clumsy, right? I mean, it's not easy to read. Why to strain your eyes? I mean, maybe you can also think like this while reading this line, and while reading this line, isn't it your eyes are straining little bit here? My eyes does. Maybe you are thinking that it's a one line, right? It's not that big deal, but it's not like we will be going through one line. We will be going through hundreds of lines of code written by someone else or yourself even. Not easy. So that's why for readability purpose, we need to follow the standards. So giving the spaces like this is a standard, not mandatory, but a recommended standard. Okay. So now modulus is a percentage b. That's the reason I'm giving spaces, otherwise nothing else. Okay. So modulus. So what would be the output of this? So a percentage b. Let's see. What did I output?
5.
Modulus.
5.
Yes, correct. 5. If I would have used division only, then what if I say a divided by b? What will I get? So 125 divided 20, so I get 6. I don't get 6 point even. See, I get 6. In case if I want to get floating point number, the decimal 6.25 something I should get, then I need to write as instead of integer, I need to write as float. Let's try. I never used it. Like I cannot change this div to float. If I change this div to float, it will throw an exception. Let's see. Saying it as, sorry. Earlier you used it as a integer, now you changed it to float. It will say that. Let's see. See, division was previously declared as integer, now you are changing it. um, I do not know whether it is the right way or wrong way, but SailPoint has some cache problem. That's why you get this type declaration problems. You cannot simply change the type like that. Okay. So what I do when I'm in this situation, I open one more debug page, and then I go to, if you see here, this icon, sonar icon, cache, I'll just click on all of these things. Now if I run again, still nothing. It will take a lot of time, so that's why I always go like rename the variable. Let's say div2. Still 6.0. You can write like this. If you wanna, this is called as type safety. Whatever may be the return of this, still you should get it as a float. So this is called as type safety. We will see this more in coming days. So let's try this, what it says. See, 6.25. So if I do not use the float here, it's still an integer. A divided by B is still an integer, and then it will be assigned to div2 variable, but since it is a floating point, it will be converted from int to float. But still the output is integer only, so 6.0 you will get. In case if you are using just a number, let's say a divided by 10, okay, for example, you still get 0.0 only. If you want to get exactly the floating point number, just say as 10.0. I think F also you need to use. Now you get the 12.5. Okay, but since we are using not a number, we are using the variable. I cannot say b like this, right? B point f. I cannot say this. It doesn't make sense, right? So instead, I'm gonna say float in braces. Okay, if you want, you can add braces for this as well, or even if you do not add, that's okay, no problem. Okay, so if I run this again, yeah, oh, this is interesting. 6.25. All right, so this is called as type safety, converting the output into this data type, making sure that you will get only this data type. Okay, so I mean, if you are handling with mathematical, or I mean, what can I say, finance related banking, you might be getting more of statistics, or if you are into artificial intelligence, if you are dealing with a lot of statistics, maybe these things you will come to know more. Um, but at the moment in SailPoint, we don't have much. We don't use much. I'm not using much. Okay, but increment and decrement are highly used. We need that. Why, you will come to know in next couple of minutes. So increment and decrement is nothing but um, so just like I'll write like a plus plus return a. So plus plus means increase the variable by 1 plus plus 1. So this is nothing but a equal to a plus 1. Okay, as I said, programming is for lazy people. Yeah, world wanted to be a lazy, right? We don't want to do the same work again and again. That's a good thing actually. You should not do the same work again and again. But we don't want to do the work even. That's where the world is going, right? AI don't do anything. So programming also same kind of similar philosophy. We should not type everything. We should be typing very less. I can see positive as well. One is that the more you are going to write, the more the memory it will take. For example, if I use this line a plus plus semicolon, 4 characters are there. If I use this, it has more characters, right? So it is going to take more memory than this. So if you count like this, the memory of your or the storage of your program is going to increase. So we need to reduce the storage, right? So that's also a good thing. But anyway, in programming, remember that you need to be a lazy person. You should not type more, you should type very less. Then only you get the efficient output, good for the world. Okay, so a plus plus is nothing but increment. So there are, yep, there are increment and decrement. Plus plus, decrement is minus minus. So there are but two type of these operators: pre-increment and post-increment. Post-increment. Similarly, decrement. So pre-increment is nothing but plus plus pre a. Post increment is a plus plus. Okay. Similarly, decrement minus minus a minus minus. Okay. So pre-increment means, see, when if you look at this line, a plus plus. So increment this a variable by 1 in the next line. Understood? So here it will be incremented, not here. In this line, if you see output of this a is, let's say a equal to 125. In this line, it is still 125 only. But here, when it comes to here, it is incremented by next line. So post increment. Post the execution of this line, increment by 1. That is the meaning. Pre-increment means in this line itself, before going to the next line, increment this by 1. That is the difference. Similarly, decrement, decrease by 1, reduce by 1. Okay. So before going to the next line, in this line itself, reduce or subtract a with 1. This one is next line. You might think like, what is the difference here? Anyway, next line only I will use, right? But there will be differences. You will find them in loops. Okay. So wherever it is required, you can use increment, decrement, post, and pre. In SailPoint world or IAM world, this is of no much significance. In the Java world, it is. I mean, we used a lot, at least for quiz purpose or to test you in coding or certifications, exams. Yeah, these things will come a lot. Okay. So, but anyway, for your knowledge, pre-increment, post-increment. Okay. But anyway, I will be, printing in next line only. You will not see the difference at all. So if I say a plus plus, right, and a, it will be 126. Even if I say plus plus a, you will get the same. Because anyway, we are returning the statement in the next line, right? So nothing much different. Okay. So that is about increment and decrement operators. So this is basic arithmetic operations. So you can see example. I'll share this documentation with you. I will add some more. I mean, there's nothing to add for this, but I'll be adding some exercises. Repeat all these things. For some of you, maybe you feel like boring to do these exercises, but even for me, it is boring. But you need to have patience. We need to practice everything, right? Now I'm practicing Python because I want to be an expert in Python. I can write the code, but I'm not an expert like, just going at high speed writing the code. PowerShell Java I can write without looking at anything, but Python it's not that easy for me. Sometimes I need to Google for syntax, right? But I don't want to Google. I don't want to depend on anything. I want to write code on my own, super speed. I'm also learning like this, guys. I'm also practicing like this. It's not easy. It took a couple of days for me to make my mindset. I will get like, do I really need to start from zero? Do I really need to be a kid again? I mean, it's been 10 plus years since I practiced like that. Not easy for me now to go back to that stage. It took some days. It's all mindset. You need to practice if you want to become an expert. Okay. So next operators, assignment operators. Obviously, so far we were discussing about assignment operators only. I'm gonna comment all these lines. I don't wanna delete because it's my code, hard written code. I'll keep it. So how do you comment? Multi-line comments slash star ends with star slash. That's the multi-line commenting. Now, so far we have written the code like this. Int I equal to 10. So what is this? This is the value. If I say this, int I semicolon. This is nothing but int is the data type, I is the variable, and this is declaration. This is called variable declaration. Int I equal to 10. Along with the declaration, or let's say I do not need to write int again here. Int I already declared what is the data type of this, what is the variable name, integer variable data type, variable name is I. And then I equal to 10. So now I have assigned value to the variable. So this is called declaration. This is called assignment. How did you assign the value to the variable? By using the equals. Of course, it's not need to say like this much about assigning a value to a variable. You do know that a equal to 10 means a value is 10, but but technically this is the way it understands. This is called assignment operator. Equal to is nothing but assignment operator. Equal to is assignment operator. Okay, so based on that, you have bunch of other operations as well. So we already discussed about those operations. So plus equal to means that x plus equal to 3, x equal to x plus 3. So I told you pre-increment, post-increment. So if I say I plus plus, what it does, I increments by 1. Plus plus means default increment by 1. So instead of 1, I want to increment by 2. How will I write I plus 2? Return I. What would be the output? Oh, I haven't assigned. That is why. If I say I plus plus, what would be the output? 11. Except increment operator, if you are doing anything else like this, you need to assign. So you need to write as I equal to I plus 2. So it is incremented by 2, but assigned to variable I. 12. Okay, as I said, we are lazy people. We should not write complete coding. So instead of writing I equal to I plus 2, it will be written as I plus equal to 2. You get 12. Okay, so far we discussed about all these arithmetic operators. You can use them. Let's say I divided by 2, 5. Okay, so this is a shortcut in less coding. What is this? Is nothing but I equal to I divided by 2, like this. Okay, so now percentage you can use. These all are logical and operations. I'll show you. So this, so far you have seen these operations. A equal to a minus 3. Instead you can write a minus equal to 3. Shortcuts. Okay, so these are logical operators. And we can see that, but I don't need much in SailPoint. Let's see. So what is this? Ampersand and pipe. Maybe ampersand is used for and, logical and. This is R. Pipe symbol is used for R, logical R. Next operators is that one only. This is this is, I forgot the name for this even. Exponential. Let's try a equal to return I ampersand equal to 3. What would be the output? Even I don't know. Return I. There is one thing in SailPoint you need to understand is ampersand. You cannot write ampersand in debug. You need to write as AMP semicolon. always. Okay, one more thing is there, less than also. When it comes, you will come to know. So do not write ampersand just like this. You need to append with AMP semicolon. Encountered. What did I do? Cannot use it here. Logical operators, bitwise operators. Fine. You can ignore it for now for these operators. It's not so. Let's see this. That's the BeanShell scripting. This is working, so it is giving 6. So why do we use ampersand as AMP semicolon is? That's the BeanShell. That's what I can say. I don't. That's lexical operator. Something they say. Even I forgot that what exactly it does. I'll get you in detail answer if you want about that. But something we will use this C data. If you want to write the Java code completely without following any bean shell, I told you, even though it is a Java product, SailPoint, we are not using Java. We use bean shell. All these things are bean shell, nothing but lightweight Java. Lightweight Java. Almost like Java only, little bit differences are there. One difference is this one, ampersand. Okay, if you want to write everything as a Java only, even ampersand, we will write inside C data, something specification is there that we will see in coming session. Okay, that is the reason, because it is being shown. Okay, you will find more in the coming sessions when we get into the rules. Okay, just hang on for that. So these are exponential logical operators. Maybe let's skip these things for now. Later we will discuss about the logical left shift, right shift as well. Okay. Next, comparison operators. These are very important. I think you know already. Yeah. Typecasting, type safety. I'll answer that. So operators, comparison operators. Now I don't need to look anything, Suchika. It's all Java only. There is one or two differences. That is no big deal for you. So equal to is, as the name indicates, I mean, you might be confused. What is the purpose of double equal and single equal? We discussed about if condition, if else if condition. So for that, we need these operators. Okay, so or even you can use in written statement as well. Let's say int a1 equal to 10, int a2 equal to 10, for example. Return a1 equal to a2. So what it gives is comparison. Are these both a1 and a2 are equal or not? If it is equals, it will return true. If not, it will return false. Let's see here. It says true. Both are same, right? That's output is Boolean. So if I say 100, it will say false. Boolean. False never gives you output. Empty. Okay, that's how they have written. I wish that they would have given false, but instead it is empty. If it is true, you will see true. Okay, so next are not equal to. Not will be used as exclamation. Okay, not everywhere it is used with exclamation. That is the operator. Okay, so now main operators. So a1 not equal to 8. Okay, so save, run, it will give obviously true because these both are not equals, right? Okay, then less than, greater than. I think you know this already. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay, So these also we use very much in the loop operators. Yeah, I can write at least for the namesake. If A1 less than or equal to A2, 10 is less than or equal to A2. Yeah, that's true. Yes, as I was saying, less than also you cannot use LT semicolon, we need to use. No, did I forget how to write less than? Yep. Parse error at line number 31, column encountered. It is not understanding semicolon. No, this is not going to work. Let me write like this. Boolean f equal to a1 yeah, true. So you cannot use less than as well. The reason, what is the reason for less than? We are representing the data in XML. In SailPoint, everything is XML. The data representation is XML object. XML is nothing but bunch of tags. If you see here, this is a less than starting with and ends with greater than. So this is a rule tag, right? I mean, starting tag and ending tag here. So everything starts with less than. So now if you use less than here, it will consider like maybe you are starting a XML tag. That is the reason. So less than also you can use. Greater than you do not need to use. Boolean f2 equal to, let's say, a1 greater than a2. There is no problem. It will work. Okay. So as far as I remember, only two extra you need to consider is ampersand and less than. So instead of writing ampersand directly, you write as ampersand amp semicolon. Instead of writing less than, you will write as, see some shortcuts. Instead of writing less than, you will write as ampersand LT semicolon. Okay, just remember these are the two exceptions. Because it is BeanShell and some other reasons, we write instead of ampersand, we write AMP semicolon. Okay, there is something we enclose the code in C data. It something looks like this. C data. I also forgot the syntax. It is used only in IdentityIQ. IdentityNow we do not need all these things. There are better ways to work, In IdentityNow, I write only Java. There is no ampersand AMP, ampersand LT. I don't write anything because whatever the code I'm going to write is inside C data that will convert it into BeanShell, or I mean adding this extra. Okay, so this I will show you when we are into more of the rules. More rules we are going to handle in SailPoint rules. Hang on for that. But for now, when you are writing the code in the debug editor, make sure that instead of ampersand add and amp, I mean ampersand amp semicolon for less than ampersand LT semicolon. Just remember these two for now. Okay, there is no other exceptions, only these two as far as I remember. Okay, so save. That's it. These are the comparison operators. So where do we use these comparison operators is if conditions. We need them for all conditions. So like for example, so we have discussed about if statement. So if condition, then open the curly braces, piece of logic here. This is the syntax of if block. You can write else as well, if else. It's not like, not always like greater than or not. There will be sometimes more conditions. Like for example, um, it's not like yes or no. If it is not yes, then obviously it will be no. But it's not like always only two choices you will have, right? You can have more choices as well. For example, if I take uh, a kid or a teenager or a mid-age or youngster, let's say young or old, multiple choices are there. Always you might be seeing this about age, some examples will be there. But my point is like choices will be there, not just two only, always. If it's just two choices, then you can use if else. In case if you have more choices, you can use if else if. Then again condition. You can leave it here, or in case if you have requirement, you can say else as well here also. So this we call as if else if ladder. Chain of if else blocks. It can never end. It can go on hundreds of conditions as well. If else. Let's see some examples. So if um, A1 equal to A2, for example. A1 equal to A2. That is the condition. Obviously, 10 is not equal to 100, so it will return as false. So I'll just return um, inside if block. Okay. For else if I don't have anything if condition, so I'll remove it for now. So else return inside else block. Okay, now if I save and run this, you get inside else because those both are not equals. Okay, in case if I say A1 not equal to A2, obviously it will go inside if condition, it will say inside if block. Okay, so like this you can write if else. Let's say that if A1 A1 is what? Let's 10. A1 is greater than 100. Return number is or by number input is greater than 100. Or the good example is, let's say int marks equal to, you got what, 98 out of 100. For example, that's a good score. If A1 equal to 100, sorry, not A1 marks, you can write as you got congrats who have got 100. Don't worry if you don't didn't get 100. These are just academics only. There is nothing to deal with career. I can give an example. I mean, we in for my career, so we had to take some entrance exam for engineering. Okay, maybe you can tell your juniors, your cousins, someone who is studying. Education doesn't need to do with the career, right? Both are different, So uh, there was a fund we were making. My friend, she got within, I think, 1,000. Out of 3 lakh people, she got rank within 1,000. She was with me. I got 7,000 rank, and my friend got 72,000 rank. We three were working together. for same salary for same job. So we used to laugh all of us each other. So it's nothing about education. Don't worry about those things. Okay. So it all depends on your hard work and consistency of hard work. Nothing much. So I'm just taking for example, nothing to take about or discriminating about the marks. Nothing. It's just an example. Okay. So else if marks, let's say greater than 90. So if it is not 100, if it is at least greater than 90, or let's, I don't want to say 90, 80, you get congrats, you have got, let's say A plus standard, something like that. Mm. Let's say else if marks at least less than 35, sorry, at least greater than 35, then you are passed at least. I can write more conditions like this. This is what our education system, right? You got passed, right? Else, I don't want to say that. You know what it is, right? It's like that. You can write multiple statements. We get conditions like this. Okay. So example I can give is string department equal to finance. So we get the conditions like if it is if department equal to finance, do something. Okay. Yeah, you can write like this as well. If department equal to, let's say, help desk, do something. Some logic we will build here, whatever may be the requirement. Okay. Or I can write if department equal to um, IT support, do something. Okay. So you can write like this as well. Or I can write as this. If, else if as well. So what is the difference? If I do not write if I just write like if, right? Why do we need to write like this? Why not this? So it's both are same. I know the output is same only because the department is finance. If it goes to if department is finance, both are equals, right? Inside it will go. You get the output obviously because the condition will not satisfy here it will not satisfy, so obviously you will get the desired output. That is not the problem. Okay, but efficiency will not be there. Okay, so what is the difference between this logic like if else if ladder and if ladder only? This is just if, there is no else block, right? So here if I look at here, so or here if I say it will take the marks 98. Exactly, Suchika, you are correct. So unnecessary executions, it will take more time. Ever imagine whenever you are dealing with applications, let's say you are using your mobile now, I mean your laptop, whatever it may be. Nowadays it is okay. We are getting high internet. I mean a lot of data of internet. Not every country is having that flexibility. It might take some time. So if you take my personal, life, I used to calculate every day how much data left. It's not like I was having that freedom to use internet. I was carefully using and then switch off internet. When I started my career 12 years back, um, So what I used to do in home, I used to have Wi-Fi. So in home only, I will use all these things, social media, everything. When I step out of the home, I will not have internet. I will switch off my internet. And then I go to office. In office, I used to open mails. Only 1 hour we can open social media like Facebook, email, something. I was not using WhatsApp even. It was a good life. Evening, I'll go back to our home. Then I will switch on internet for Wi-Fi, and then I will be using the. I was having internet access. So in between, I was not having access to internet. That life was good. Trust me, it was not. If you compare with current world, it is not going to be easy, but it was good life. So I was having, I think, 1 GB internet. I didn't want to use it. I wanted to like for emergency purposes. So I was not at all. I was switching off internet completely. Not just me, everyone at that time. But now, yeah, it is. Everyone have huge amount of internet now. So unlimited internet, everything. But if you carefully observe why your internet data is just getting over. Earlier, I was using 1 GB for 1 month. Now, 1 GB is not enough for what? 10 minutes even. Because of the data you are consuming, right? And also, when you open something, it needs to execute and execute. That will take more time to get execute. Till the time it gets executed, you need internet. Okay, and also your computer or your mobile phone, it will take more RAM as well. Obviously, ROM it will take because the program has or the software has more size. Okay, these all things matters. Don't think like just output is what matters. No. If you take your mobile phone, if output or what it matters, then I will show you when you click on an app, it will display output after 10 minutes. Do you think it matters? No, you will throw the phone even. I mean, not phone, you will definitely throw the app. If phone itself is not responding faster, you will throw the phone as right. Otherwise, we would be not spending a lot of money for the flagship phones or processors, etc. Right? Takes a lot of time. So if you look at this one, it will take the marks. Is it equal to 100? No, it's 98. Next, it will go here, else if. It executed here, right? So it will not go to next blocks of code. It will stop here only. Okay, so these many pieces of code, it will be more in real-time projects. Those all won't execute. That's the saving of execution time. Okay, but if you look at here, see at a time department is only one. Either it is finance or help desk or IT support or something else. Only one condition will be satisfied here, obviously, right? So that is why you should not use if blocks, if ladder. If you use if ladder, department equal to finance, it will check here. It will check here as well. Even if it is satisfied here, it will execute this line as well, this line as well. I cannot show this here, but I can show in the logs. Maybe next time I will enable the logs and I'll show you that, right? So that is why we use if else. I hope you got the answer with real-time project. Okay, so wherever it is required, always if you need to get only one logic to be executed for this department, always use if else if ladder. Okay, someone asked what is the purpose of return statement? To return the value and display that output. That's it, nothing else. Okay, that is about if else if. Understood, right, guys? What is the difference between using only if blocks, using else as well? Okay, so finally, if it else if, right, again, to go from here, you need to use else. Otherwise, you will give execution errors. And then finally, if let's say, obviously, there are chances that HR team, stupid HR team, sometimes they will use something else. They will not inform. Let's say that you have built the code for these three departments, but they have introduced a new department. They didn't inform you. That will happen quite often. So we will add yeah, let's say a new department, do something. Okay, so like this, always it is good to have else block in case if you didn't get the expected or set of values. So we are thinking that only three departments at the time: finance, help desk, IT support. Only three departments. In case if you get other than this department, then yeah, it's better to use a else block. Why? See, everywhere you are doing something logic here. This logics might be different, but a similar requirement, I would say. This is a different requirement, this is different, but I think similar requirements we are going to do for every department. Okay, so now let's say if it is finance department, we are going to give finance access, help desk access, IT support access. Access is different, but uh, what we are going to do is kind of similar job we are going to perform with this logic. So it's better to use else block and say this. Maybe there is a default access to give, right? Or at least write some logs. Now you will get a question like, hey, why this user didn't get any access? Now you can find some logs that, hey, you got a new different department, not from our list of departments. Or you can give a default access at least. No department access, something like that. Or default access, something, that will be helpful. Okay, so that is how you use this comparison, comparison operators everywhere. Less than or equal to, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to, all of them. Okay, finally, the operators is logical operators. So far we were using only one condition, right? So far we are using only one condition. What if we need to use two conditions? It will be like this. Let's say Boolean status equal to or string employee status equal to active, then string department equal to, I'll write it as emp status, department equal to, let's say, help desk. So now I'm going to write conditions like this. If emp status active and I missed a double quote here, and department equal to help desk. Return, provide some help desk access. Okay, so how do you use two conditions? So we say like, hey, an employee should be active, because we have inactive employees as well. Inactive employee means the one who left the organization. Okay, so there are three type of statuses for an employee: joining or pre-hire. So pre-hire means you accepted the offer letter, right? And then you are going to join in next 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. Okay, so this is all, it's not nothing like you do not know. Okay, you all of you applied for the jobs, are applying for the jobs, all of you worked in an IT job, are going to work, So it's nothing like you do not know what we are going to do or what we are going to implement through coding as well, right? So this is employee status. Obviously, you will be appeared for interview. So you got an offer letter and you accepted it. It's not like immediately you will join, right? Like next day itself. There are chances that you will join next day as well, depends. So most of the times it will be like, you might be working, or even if you are not working currently, when you get the offer letter, when you accept it, it's not like they will ask you to start immediately. They will have some dates as well. They would like you, they will prefer to make you start first of the month, most of the places, right? So let's say today is 4th of October, you got offer letter today, and they will say like maybe second fortnight, like 15th of this month or 16th of this month, whichever comes on Monday or Wednesday, something like that, right? So that is what pre-hire is. You accepted the offer letter and you are going to start in couple of days. You haven't started yet. Okay. So let's say they say today is 4th of October and November 1st is your joining date. You accepted the offer letter. Now you have going through the process, you have created all your data in HR system. Your data is created with you entered some data, you sent some documents, and HR also did something there, and your data is there in HR system. That we will get into identity and access management like SailPoint. So now your status is, since your joining date is, let's say, November 1st, your status will be pre-hire, not yet active. On the day of your starting date, on the day or joining date, then it will be active. When you leave the organization, the next day your status will be inactive. Let's say today is my last working day, then tomorrow morning onwards, or today midnight, I mean 0000, it doesn't exist, 0001 at that time, right? At least 1 second passed in this midnight, then your status will become inactive. It's not like midnight it will become, because we need to run some jobs. Then maybe next day, like 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, your status will become inactive. Okay. So, or sometimes, some organizations prefer, like today is your last day. So today your access will be there till 8 p.m. Till night 8 o'clock, your access will be there. After that, your access will be removed. Whatever the work you have, or handovers or everything, complete by that time. After that, you cannot check anything, cannot do anything. It's the process. Okay. So um, so that is about employee status. I hope you understood now. Now department is help desk. So now I'm checking employees should be active and then department equal to help desk. These are two conditions. How you join the two conditions like this. Let's say I need to provide two accesses. I mean, I need to provide some access to both active employee or pre-hire employee. So I'm gonna check if employee status equal to active, or is written as pipe symbols, or emp status equal to pre-hire. Return, please provide birthright access. Okay, so now if I run this code, you get what? This output you will get here. Let's see. Let me run. Let me. What am I missing here? Yeah, ampersand, as I said, AMP semicolon, AMP semicolon. If I run, I get marks. So I'm stuck there only. Let me comment it out. What do you comment? Multi-line comment. /* star / slash. here I didn't return any statements, so no problem. Return statements are not there. Here it will come, execute. I'll get this output. Please provide some help desk access. Okay, now if I comment this as well, let's say I comment this line alone. Now I should get please provide birthright access. Yeah, please provide birthright access because my status is active. I have said like active or pre-hire, anything is fine. Okay, or and in case if you need to use both are and conditions as well, so you can write like this: if employee status equal to active or EMP status equal to pre-hire. So this is one set of condition. So you need to use the braces and then ampersand department equal to finance. And return provide finance access. Okay, so now I'm gonna say employee status. I'll comment this line better. So what is the department? Help desk. Status is active, so you will not get this output. Else return something else. So you got something else because department is different, right? So I'm gonna write department as instead of finance or help desk. So now please provide finance access. We got output. Okay, so this is how you can use a collection of R and operations. So now it is better to use this here with the braces so that this entire block is one piece. First it will be executed, then it will be AND operation with this condition. Why? See, if I remove the braces here, it doesn't know, it doesn't understand even. It will give you some output. It can be wrong even, or it can be right. We cannot say, there is no precedence here. See, employee status equal to active or rehire, and which one is first? Does it needs to consider this or this, and then with this? It doesn't know. So that's why we always should use braces for precedence. So if you have collection of conditions like or, so it is like it should be what do I say about the condition? Either active or pre-hire employee in help desk department. Understood? So that is how we say the condition. That is why you always should use the braces like this. If you have a set of conditions should be executed first or as a group. Okay, so now I have grouped employee status into one condition, which is either active or pre-hire, active and help desk or pre-hire and help desk. Anything is okay. So this is how you are going to write logical operators. Okay, not is very simple. I have already explained it, not equal to, or you can write like this as well. Let's say, so help desk, if uh, we cannot use not for the strings, it doesn't make sense, but yeah, still no problem, you can use. Let's say not department return not department something. This doesn't make any sense. Don't use like this because it's a string, not a boolean. So if I say else, that's, I mean, I never write like this, so even I'm curious how it will be written inside else. Let's see what it says. It says what? Unary operation explanation is inappropriate for object at line number 81. It doesn't make any sense. It's not a compile error, syntax. It's not a syntax error. Um, it's a logical error, runtime error. Okay. In case if I use a boolean flag equal to true, for this you can use. If not flag, so yeah, it's true, right? Already. If it not true means false, it will not go inside this. It will go to else. So inside else. Okay, so you should not use like this. So the correct way is, let's say, yeah, for conditions only you should use like, like this. If not equal to, and again the braces, in the braces, department equal to, let's say I'll write finance. Department is not finance, right? It's help desk. So since it is department equal to finance, what it gives? False it will give. It is help desk, not equal, so false. Negation of false is true, so it will come inside not a department. Okay, so like this you can use not operator, not equal to, and then in front of any other conditions like this. Okay, so yeah, these are the operators completely. Arithmetic operators, basic stuff, but the important thing here is increments and increment operator. Only decrement also we don't use much. Assignment operators, we use this, of course, equal to every time to assign the value. Comparison operators, this is highly used because we will be writing bunch of conditions. Ours is conditions only. We will be writing lot of conditions. Okay, so this is very important, comparison operators. Sorry, logical operators is also highly used because we are not going to deal with only one condition. We will be writing bunch of conditions, more than one together. So we need logical operators, ampersand and or, not, three of them. Okay, so that is about operators. Any questions? This is my first class. Do we have any prerequisites? Yeah, this is the third session. If you know Java basics, no problem. If not, I suggest you to go through the first two sessions. Okay, okay. What is the reason for writing ampersand? As I said, we are dealing with BeanShell, not the complete Java. It is right. So that is why we need to use ampersand AMP. As I said, C data tag we use. It's a different way of writing code or representing the code. So at that time you can write pure Java, no problem. Then SailPoint will automatically convert that C data to BeanShell code. But it's no big deal, just two variables, or sorry, two different representations, which is ampersand, we ends with AMP semicolon, and less than also, less than y. In SailPoint IdentityIQ, everything the data is represented using XML. XML is nothing but bunch of tags. HTML, XMLs are tags only. So the tag starts with less than, right? So it can consider like it is the starting of the tag. You are using XML inside Java code, which doesn't make sense. So to avoid that ambiguities or something assumptions, uncertainties, whatever you call, we use instead of less than, we write as ampersand LT semicolon. Those are the two exceptional cases. Apart from that, everything else is same. So no need to worry. Just two things. What is the difference between typecasting and type safety? So typecasting is and type safety both are same almost, technically, but the where you use is different. So type casting is something converting from one type to another type. For example, let's say I told you everything we receive it as a string only. So let's say I have got string A is equal to 25. I need this as a number, right? So now how I can write is int age integer dot parse int of age. Now if I return, I get this as an integer. This is the integer conversion. Cannot cast primitive. Oh, what is this? This is something new. Cannot cast primitive value to type class lang. Come on, this is not lang. Let me see in Java. Oh, sorry. I missed double quotes. Yeah, it works. Of course, here also it will work. My mistake. Yeah, you got integer. See, now I have converted string to integer. This is conversion, data type conversion or typecasting. Okay, so type safety is something you know that you are going to get that output as an integer only. Here you are going to get it as an integer only. You can write like this. That is type safety. You are saying that I know that you are going to give this out. So this is going to say to this line as you are going to give the integer only, but I'm just saying that you should give integer only here. That's it, nothing else. Type safety. Okay, you are going to get it as an integer only, but just for the there are some times like uh, object, you might get output as an object, then you can set safety as integer, give me it as an integer. Okay, I don't use that much, I don't use it. When you know that already output is going to be an integer or similar type, then you are going to say integer. Okay, I'll get you more examples where you can use, where you can't use that type safety. Typecasting is simple, converting from one data type to another data type. Okay, next. Syntax standpoint, we got to look for BeanShell syntax for practicing. I mean, not Java syntaxes per se, no need. It's all core Java only. Just couple of differences I told you. We those two ampersand and less than, and then character is not supported, so avoid handling with character data type. Nothing else. You can use Java only. So no need to separately go for BeanShell. Stay with Java only. Why we have to use return every time? To display it as an output return statement. IIQ, BeanShell, ISC mostly Java. It's not like that. ISC also same, but the way we write the code is different there, so automatically it will convert. IIQ, ISC both are same with respect to rule development. Got it out and returned to what or who is the value being returned to. Whatever the return statement has the value, that will be output to returned as an output. That's it. Okay, any other questions, guys, so far? If not, then I'll quickly explain about loops. Then we are good for the day. Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, hi Krishna. Actually, after your last class, I was just practicing via W3 school. So on the tutorial itself, I saw one more thing. Like you mentioned, like in class already, and you explained very well. Like about the if and else if. But other one
Hmm.
more thing was mentioned there, like switch. So I just want to understand, like switch also we can use in is it also we can use in a bench shell as well, or what is the difference between the else if or switch block actually?
Yep. So switch also you can use. It is used actually. I never used. So
Uh-huh.
I'll explain switch statement maybe separate session. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So, but switch is like it's a basic way of coding. Understood?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I don't like switch. Switch is kind of not a industry practice.
okay.
It's like
So you can
college
say it's
practice.
alternative of else if, right? It's the same,
Yes,
we can say.
yes,
Okay.
yes. It is alternative, so it's simple. I can show you the statement quickly. So yes, you can use. There is nothing wrong, but in the industry, there are some things which we use, which we don't use. But the output is you will get the output. There is nothing wrong. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't use.
Okay, okay.
I
Got it.
I don't use that. So now, so switch. I think smallest, and then condition. Like let's say int a is equal to 20. So switch age, then case 20, then return something. Age is 20. If it is 10, something. And then we need to write a break statement as well. And then case default will be there. I hope my syntax is correct because it's been a long way since I have written default break. Let's try what it says. Yeah, 25. Output is 25. Why? Oh, I'm using operator. Sorry, switch. Parser at line number 3. Why? Okay, let me check the syntax better. Even I forgot the syntax. Switch expression. Oh, sorry. Yes, I need to use the expression. So the condition is equal to 20. But this doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, let me try. Now it's still the same. Oh, I have used this only, correct? Int day equal to 4, switch day. Let me try this. Default, the break keyword. Yeah, default. Okay, I think this is my mistake. Still the same. Uh, Curly braces I missed. It's I was going Python. Thank you, Mohit. Yes. Okay, now in day equal to 4, so it's all system.out.println. I should not use system.out.println. You know that, so I'm gonna use return Monday. So 4, right? 4. So return. So you get return Thursday. Yeah. See, syntax problem. That's what I was telling, right? Why you need to practice a lot, right? So it's all like if you think that for your conditions or your logic switch is good, go ahead and use, nothing wrong. I've never used switch statement. So I have studied, I mean, I'm not a computer science student. So I studied core Java in my training in my first company. So then I've learned all these things like switch kind of basic stuff. But when I went into the real-time project, there I've seen the real-time project code, some discussions as well. There are some industry standards. We don't use textbook. I mean, I'm sorry, but switch is like textbook standard, not a industry standard. So, and I cannot say that for sure as well. Like it's not like I cannot say that as a statement that don't use switch statement. No, 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 that's wrong. It's a standard. Industry recommendations will be there. Textbook recommendations will be there. Yeah, that's correct, Suchika. Okay, let's say now you come and give me a strange requirement that might force me to use switch statement. Then I cannot say no even. In case if I am going with if else blocks and if it is taking more statements or more, lines of code, if I feel like switch is better for understanding or to write, maintenance, everything, I will go for switch. Otherwise, no problem. But both are same. So if day equal to 4, write some conditions. Else if day equal to 5, it's the same way. Switch day condition if it is case, if it is 1, if it is 2, if it is 3, if it is 4, everywhere you see the break statement. If you do not use the break statement, it will go to next lines of code as well. Finally, default will be there. Let's say like default return default. Do I need to add a break statement? Is it really required for default? Not required. If you see here, break, break, default, no need of any break because that's the end, right? So I will write, let's say 14. It doesn't satisfy in any case, right? So it will come to default. Save, run, default. Okay, so it's up to you guys. So like if you feel like instead of if else if, this is if day equal to 1, else if day equal to 2, like this, finally else block. Same, switch is different representation of if else if ladder. Okay, so if you want to use switch statement, fine, no problem. But yeah, for practice purpose, it is good to use. Go ahead and use it. But I personally, I don't like switch statement, so I never used in my career. Okay, your wish. I think Sandeep Thakur, right? Got it. Or any other questions here? Okay, I take it as no. Any other questions? I've already written about that in my blog, Suchika. You can check there what are the Java topics you need to read. Once we are done with the basic syntax of Java, will we learn how all this together work in action with SailPoint? Yes, that's the plan, right? Whatever the rule structure, yes. Any variable having 15 possible, yeah, you can use that as well. But you need to think which one is better. Like if switch statement is better, if else is better, you can go ahead and use whatever you'd like to. As I said, I have never used switch statement in my career. I have better ways of writing code. So in case if there is a really strange or weird requirement that will force me to use switch statement, I wouldn't say no for that as well. Okay. All right, now let me quickly take you to the loops, then we can close for today. There are basically, yeah. There are basically three loops and or four loops, I would say. While loop, do while, for loop, and for each loop is also we can use. Let me show you. So while loop. So basically, when you have what is the loop? Repetition is nothing but loop. So repetition is nothing but loop. If you need to do an action, let's say 10 users, 10 employees needs to get some access. Okay, so to get an access, so there is a logic to provide access. Okay, so you do not need to write this logic 10 times. Same logic, right? See how many people are there today? 50, around 50 people joined. I think festival mode, long weekends. So uh, imagine like I'll talk to each and every one of you, or even I can give you a real-time scenario, how it looks like, what is the purpose of loop. Imagine like sometimes I get a message like, Krishna, I need to talk to you. It's really not a good way to message someone else. Hi, can I talk to you? Seriously, who are you? Why? What you want to talk to me? What is the purpose of this? Nothing. Just like, hi, can we talk? I really get anger when I see that. It doesn't. You need to have some basic sense, right? Um, should say like, hi, this is X. I've got your number. I am this. I'm following you here. Something. Uh, I would like to connect with you about this. I'm looking for this answers. Then at least I'll get some impression. Something like, okay, what this guy need from me? What if something you are asking something which I don't have? Maybe I need to work on that, right? Or maybe I have done that already. I can give you a link so that it will work for you, right? So anyway, if imagine like if every one of you asks for the same like that, let's say with everyone, it will take 1 hour to talk to and give some suggestions or recommendations. Imagine like 100 people ask, so 100 hours gone. My life is going away completely there. That's why I don't like talking even anymore. I mean, mobile phone. I don't answer strange numbers. I don't answer at all. Unknown numbers. I don't pick at all. I'm scared of calls actually because of this. Because my life has gone a lot of life there. Now that's what I felt like. Okay, instead of talking to one by one, what if I create a session, group the people, and discuss the same thing? I can save the time. Bunch of people can get the benefit. And also I'll record the session, I'll post it somewhere. If someone missed, they can also go and check. What I'm doing is loop. Same task for 100 people, same logic, same activity. I'm just doing only once, but repeating all the times. Okay, that is the purpose of loop. In reality, same thing. You need to provide access to some 100 people. Are you going to provide one by one, 100 times are you going to? No. Even if you take the code, you want me to write logic like this? A switch statement I have written just now. Do you want me to write that switch statement 10 times here? No need. Okay, so instead of that, we can use the loop. So loop is nothing but as long as this condition satisfies, the block of the code gets keep executed. So I need to provide access to 10 employees. So for 10 employees, I just need to build access, how to provide access logic only once. That logic I'm going to repeat again and again. That is the purpose of loop. So we have 4 type of loops. Basically they said 3, but we have 4: while, then do while, then for each. We can use these 4 loops. Okay, everywhere you have these 4 loops. Either you take Java, Python, PowerShell, JavaScript, anywhere you take, these loops are there. Syntaxes will be little different. Okay, um, in PowerShell, I don't think we have do while. I think do while we have something like while, do until also there. Not do while, do until. A different syntax, but concept is same. Okay. So let's see the condition, like, so int a is equal to 10, or int number equal to 10, for example. Okay. So while condition, number greater than 20. Sorry, less than 20. As long as number is less than 20, 10 is less than 20, right? Yes. So just increment the number by 1. Okay. I can write a sysout statement. If I write a return statement in the first block, first execution itself, it will come outside. So I cannot use return statement here. System.out.println. Just inside while loop, something I'm writing. Yeah, I can write, I can print number. Okay. So I'll write num plus here at the end, return num. Okay. I don't like the code indentation. The lines are not properly aligned. So I'm going to click this auto indent. Save. What is wrong? Less than and %lt semicolon. Cool. Main hyphen loop. I got 20. Right. So it incremented. So instead of sysout, what if I write a return statement? What would be the output now? Let's see. Not 20, it will be 11, or 10 on 11 it will be. Oh, 10. Yeah, it's not assigned, right? I have written num here only. If I write here, now you will get 11. Okay, because the return statement, it exits the program. As I said, output, what is the purpose of return statement? Exit the program and display whatever the output on the screen. Okay, so that's why if I use this out, it's properly displays in the logs. Okay, I'll try to show you the logs now. Let's see. Catalina logs will be there. It's been many days since I opened this. No, something I need to set. Maybe logs are not there. Nope. Okay, not getting logs. Next session I'll show you the logs for sure. This log will be printed in the Catalina logs. It should be. It's not there for some reason. Now you can see what will happen is if I do not say return statement. So it will be 10, right? 10 is less than 20, correct? No. So it will go to inside. It will be performed whatever the logic you want to. Okay, let's say I'll write logic. Okay, and then num plus plus. So number is incremented by 1. not this is post increment, right? So by the next line, so it will come here first while condition satisfied, it will go inside, then num plus plus, then it will go again back to condition. 10 is incremented by 1, 10 plus plus is 11, 11 is less than 20, yes. So like this the loop will be repeated till the condition will be not satisfied. Okay, for example, if I do not use num plus plus here, what will happen now? Anyone? It will be infinite loop. It never ends. Never ends. I do not know what will happen if I run this. Save. It never ends. It will keep going on. Now what will happen? Now I think after some time it will give timeout exception and it will throw. Don't do these things, guys. Okay. In SailPoint IdentityNow, our identity security cloud, the same rules are there, same stuff, everything same, little differences are there, which we will discuss. See, encountered error, it stopped. So do not do these, guys. So if you do not give the increment, number is not incrementing, it will stay 10 always, 10 less than 20 always satisfied, so never ending loop. So SailPoint Identity Security Cloud, it is a cloud product. So SailPoint will be paying Amazon for your usage. Okay, so that is why while loop is not accepted in SailPoint IdentityNow, because they say that the condition can be not written in the while loop. It will go infinite loop, infinite execution, and it will increase their bill. That is okay. So that is about while loop. Next is do while loop. So do, then while condition. So what is the purpose of this is if you need to perform one execution first without any condition. Okay, so for example, I'll comment this. If I say do, then int number equal to 10 while number ampersand lt semicolon 20. So let's say number is, I'll give 30. Return number. Okay, so it will execute or let's say I will not use return statement here. To show you difference, I'll give you here. Okay, let's see what is the output. Anything wrong? I need to add semicolon. Yeah, I need to add semicolon. See, 31, I got the output. So num plus plus, so 30 incremented by 31, and it is returned. It didn't satisfy the condition. If you see here, number is 30. Num is less than 20. No, 30 is not less than 20. So it will not go inside even. But here, if you see, it went inside because there is no condition. Okay, so do while and while difference is first execution if you need to perform irrespective of the condition. Always first execution will be done, second execution onwards the condition will be validated. Then you use do while loop. Do first, do this first, then check the while condition. Okay, so while from the first iteration we call iteration to if you need to check the condition while loop. Do while first iteration it will not check the condition. Second iteration onwards it will check the condition. That is do while. Next, finally for loop. For loop is something like this. Initialize semicolon condition semicolon increment or decrement. Close the brace and open the curly braces. So here, if you see, we have initialized the number so that we can use initialization, some variable initialization, so that you can use it as a condition. Then initialization is done, so then condition is defined here, then increment is defined here. So three activities, all of them together in single line is for loop. Initialize, condition, increment or decrement, whatever you want to use, and then logic. So that is the for loop all together. That is why you see most of the world uses for loop, not the while loop. While loop is, it's not like you can use like, so here if I say 10, for example, and number less than 20. So it means that, or let's say I'll go with 0 only. Why to go with 10? So number less than 20. So I need to iterate this for 20 times. I know that 20 times I need to execute this piece of code, then I'll use while loop. Do while also same, only the difference is first execution or first iteration, it will not check the condition. For loop is like, not like how many times, as long as the condition satisfies like that. Okay, so even while loop, I mean, it depends how you'd like to use. While loop mostly we will use for, true or false kind of, not like increments and decrements. Okay, but yeah, we will see that more in coming sessions. Do while loop I have never used in IIM world, SailPoint world. I never used. Very strange if you get such a requirement. If you get it, like first execution should not check any condition. Second execution onwards, it should check the condition, then use the do while loop. Okay. Other than that, we use while and for loop only. As I said in SailPoint IdentityNow, while loop is blocked. You should not use while loop. There are two type of rules in SailPoint IdentityNow: connector rules and cloud rules. Same thing, two types: connector rule, cloud rule. Connector rules you can deploy on your own. Cloud rules you need to send it to SailPoint. So when you send it to SailPoint, they will check. They have some checks there. One of them is checking if while loop is used. If you use while loop, they'll say like, dude, you should not use while loop. Change it to for loop. Because they are scared that there are chances of this going infinite loop. So we don't want that to happen. So instead of for loop, use while loop, use for loop. But for any logic, most of the time, 99% I can say, for any logic, for and while both you can use. So what is there? For and while both are same. But it's all like consolidation. Here, the three activities you have written in single statement. Okay, so let's see one example for int I equal to 0, condition I less than 10, I plus plus. Open the curly braces. Then you can use some logic you can print. Let's say system.out.println I, then return, sorry, not here. I'll write outside so that you can see the output, different output. Return I. So what is the execution flow is? For loop is first declaration or initialization. Okay, first this statement will be executed. See, whenever something is ended with semicolon, it means that it's a statement. This is ended with semicolon, so this is a statement. Int I equal to 0. So I is declared and initialized with the value. Okay, and then I less than 10. So condition satisfied, 0 is less than 10, right? Correct. So it will go inside the for loop. Once this logic is executed, it will go back and it will does this increment or decrement, whatever. Okay, and then condition, then logic, then increment, then check the condition, then logic. Like this, it will repeat. Okay, so for loop execution flow, you need to understand how it works. Then only you can write the logic, or you can anticipate the output. What will be the output? So first is initialization, then condition, then logic. Once this logic is executed, it will go and increment this, or if you set decrement, then check the condition, then perform the logic. it will repeat until and unless the condition is not satisfied. If I return this output, I'll comment this. So if I return this output, I mean, if I execute this code, the output will be 10. Once it reaches 10, 10 less than 10 is not true, so it will come outside. Save. Again, less than I should not use. Hey, didn't I use the, I did use, what happened? Looks like the variable is not outside. This is also valid statement. Now I got output, because if you use int variable, I mean inside the for loop, it's not available outside, only for loop. That's right. Okay, or I would say like this: int I equal to 0, then return I. Let's see what would be the output. 10, right? Like this. Basically, we will not print this I variable. We will print something else from the logic. Okay, it's not about printing, it's about executing the logic. So it started from 0 and output is 10. So 10 times it got executed. If you see the log system.out.println, inside while this statement would have printed 10 times. Okay, so next for each loop we can use, but it is used for same purpose. A couple of minutes I will touch something like, let's say, arrays. Let's say string array equal to a b. So far we have seen single value, right? A variable assigned with single value. Array means collection of values. So string array I have declared. Now I can type as for string s2 array. Return. Sort could have been great, but since I cannot show you that, I'll use return. Output should be a. Let's see how it will work. Then return statement is blocking. Parse error encountered. Line number 37. What dear? Looks like something wrong here. Let's see. Ah, braces, braces, braces. Still the same. Let's try this. So for each loop can be used only for the similar data types. On the arrays, we have collections, we have like array list or something. We will discuss more. That's a bit advanced topic. We will come there, but before that, you need to practice all these things. Yes. Yeah, it's working here. Yeah, it's working. I don't know, something wrong I might have done there. Syntax error or something. Anyway, so this is for each loop. So what is the difference between this loop and this loop? This also I can do. Using this also I can do. How? See, for int I equal to 0, I less than. So we have length method for the array. Length or size will be there. I think size is the correct one. Size, then I plus plus. Then I'm gonna return cards of I. So this is also same. This is for each loop. You do not need to say that initialize the variable, check the size, and then increment it and check the conditions. Like you do not need to. You are saying that iterate all the elements in this array. Okay, both are same. It should work as well. Less than, less than, less than. Percentile to semicolon. It says method not found. I think not size. I have confusions over size and length method. length. Okay. No, length is not found. Okay. Let me ask Google what is that. Java array length. I think braces you should not use. What is the answer? Yeah, length, dot length. Um, I'll remove the braces. Yeah, it worked. Okay. You'll get to know as you practice on these things. Some places, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to find how many elements are there in this array. 1, 2, 3, 4. So cars is the array. Dot length is it will give you how many elements are there in that array. Somewhere we use size, not the length. Some confusions. So if you practice it more, you will get it more. No worries. So that is about the loops. Okay. While, do while, for each loop. Basically, for and for each are same, but different way of writing. In SailPoint world, we mostly use, I use for each loop, not the for loop. Okay, so here this is for each loop. In PowerShell, this is defined as for each. Same way, but the word is different. For each they'll use. In Java, for each, for are both represented using for only. These are the differences with if you consider different programming languages. So since I am working in multiple languages at the time, I'm writing programming in Java, PowerShell, Python, sometimes JavaScript as well. So these 4 languages I'm writing code every day. So it's difficult for me to remember the syntaxes. Sometimes I'll bring PowerShell into Python syntaxes, not exactly, but kind of. Java and Python, it's not easy. Maybe if you do a lot of coding, then might be easy. You get used to it. Okay. So, but since you are learning Java alone, so no problem for you. Learn the syntax. How I can write the code in multiple languages, even though I have not learned them. I'm not expert in that still because I learned Java very well, practiced it very well. I use the same concepts in every language. Let's say for loop, I do not remember in Python language or Google Golang. I'll just Google it. For loop in Golang. So I got a requirement. I know how to implement in Java, right? I know that. Same logic. I will not write the code. I will just I know right what I need to write. First I need to declare the variable, then I need to write the loop, then I need to do something. I know it. So now I'll ask Google, ChatGPT now, for loop in Golang. It will give me the syntax. I'll take it and I'll use it. I know the logic, I know the program, I don't know the syntax. I'll just get it. Like for example, let's say that it's my birthday. It is not. If it is my birthday, you want to wish me. You know what to do, but you want to wish me in my mother tongue, my language, Telugu. Then what you do? You go to Google Translate. You say in your language. Let's say if you can use English, if you know it, common language. Then you ask Google to translate it to whichever the language it is. I have a habit of wishing people, not anymore, but earlier days, whichever their language, I used to wish their own language. How Google? Same thing. Here also, language programming is also same. You know one language, which is Java, right? You know, which is Java. Uh, you built it, and then you can translate it to other language. Okay, like that. Okay, so that is the for loop. That is the, for each loop, while and do while, how it works. I'm preparing documentations. I'm writing in simple words, and I'll write some more words here, and I'll add some exercises for you, and I'll keep you guys posted. Just practice them. Okay, more you practice, more you learn, right? Or else you can go to W3 Skills Java and then see the exercises, practice there as well. More you practice, more you feel the programming, then it will be easy. Okay, so now the question will be, how should I use for loop? What is for loop? It's not the question you're supposed to ask. You should be asking like, waiting like someone written already, in the chat. I'm eagerly waiting to apply this knowledge in SailPoint. That is where you're supposed to be. Okay, so practice more so that it will be easy. And also, I'm not going in a traditional way of teaching of programming. If you compare with the last two sessions, today is bit different, I would say. A little bit more. I'm feeling exhausted. I consider maybe you guys also exhausted, but the level will be increasing going by. First two sessions it was pretty basic. Now it bit I increased. Next sessions it will be bit complicated topics as well. Only if you don't practice and don't learn these topics. Okay. If you learn it, it will be easy. I need to touch some complicated topics. Only if you are good here, then only it will be easy for you. Okay. So someone joined today and he was asking or she was asking some questions. So it will be difficult to understand the coming sessions if you do not practice it. Okay. So that is it. I'm stopping here about operators and loops. Next session, we will go with collections and everything. That's pretty much next level topic. Okay. A data object we need to understand as well. After that, we are almost there to start writing. And oops, I need to explain, that's a very hectic topic. After that, we are good to go for SailPoint coding. Okay. In 1 or 2 sessions maximum, you will be ready for SailPoint coding. Okay. I'll go through the chart now if for any questions. If not, then thank you for joining. See you next session. Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, hi Krishna. Just have a quick question. Actually, I just saw do while, for loop, all have a expression or conditional things. But in for each, no condition. So all the things will be, I guess, print. I just want to
Exactly.
understand the
Correct.
use of
That's
that
correct.
for each. Yeah. Hmm.
That's correct. That's correct. So if you do not have any conditions at all, you just need to iterate for all the elements in that array, then we use for each loop.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I just saw first time that for each, even my academic, like in my
Mm,
engineering, I was from IT, so I
mm,
learned that time for do while loop and all. But for each, I'm not sure. Like I even I learn about that. So I saw first time just in your class.
mm,
So I was just search on W3 school what is exactly the expression is. So that's why I
mm.
asked.
No, there is no expression. Yeah, that is good. So it's all, as I said, it's coding is like weapons. I told you, like if you take Mahabharata, it's like astras. So
Yes.
which is the right one to use, right? So yeah, its forage is very good. In IAM SailPoint world, because we get like, let's say there are 100 departments. You need to iterate for all of them. There are no conditions, right? No expressions. Then we use this, right? Like that. So yeah, you choose where you want to, but yes, these are the for loops. For while, do while, for each. What we use a lot is, I would go with for each only. Highly used is for each loop in SailPoint. For loop also you can use, while also you can use, but as I said, um, identity now you cannot use it. Forget about it. IIQ you can use it, no problem. But sometimes while is better than for loop. I will show you. I'll find out some examples. Then you can see the difference. Why should I use for loop? Why should I use while loop? Most of the times there is no distinction. Sorry, distinguishing. What the fuck this word is? There is no difference between while loop and for loop, the output is same, but uh, you imagine like, why should I use multiple statements or multiple lines of code? I can combine the initialization, expression, increment, and single for each instead of while. Yeah, you can go for loop, or you can say while also. Sometimes there is no conditions like increment and decrementing. It is just like true, false, true, false. As long as it will go for false, like for example, if I write while loop here, so while condition, let's say I'll write it as boolean flag equal to, let's say true, while flag, then here you will write some conditions like this here inside. Based on the calculations and the logic, you can write here like if something, then flag equal to false, else uh, it will remain as true only, right? So as long as this flag becomes false, this will keep executing. I think I said in reverse, for loop is like if you know how many times you need to iterate. Even for each also, you know how many times you are going to iterate. So hey, how many elements are there? Those many times you are going to iterate. But while loop, it's no defined number of times. Like it's not like that. As long as this condition satisfies, then we use while loop kind of. Okay, so when you hit the real-time examples, then you really feel when to use while loop, when to use for loop. Let's say that initial days you cannot say that hey, this is while loop is better or for loop is better. You will not be able to say because you are not an expert yet, right? So you will write while loop. You will write for loop also. You will see which is better, and then you comment while loop and you use for loop. Like that, going forward, you will come to know. Today, if you give me a requirement, right away I can tell you which is better, like while loop or for each loop. I can tell you because I have expertise. But do you think I have this expertise from day one? No, not like that. Even today, when I'm writing some logic, I will write in multiple ways because I'm not an expert at the time for that. So then I will write in another way as well, I'll see which is better. Then I'll go with finally whichever may be the better way of writing or better logic. When you do like this, do not satisfy. You should never be satisfied on what you are doing. If you are satisfied, that's end of your life. Even I would say you don't get improved. I'm never satisfied. I always look for something else. That's good actually. So when I'm writing something, I always look for is like, is there a better way? Is there a better way? Whatever the work I do, is there a better way? I keep hunting actually. I found a lot of things. Now I am at the saturation level actually. I'm not at all finding a better way. That's why it's getting bored for me, right? Still I'll be searching. It's not like overconfident, right? I'll be searching. I'll be reading documentations. If there is a better way, I'll learn. When you do like this, no, you will get an expert. Okay, just hang on there and keep practicing. Follow the practice, you will get there. Okay. Um, Quick question on return statements and sysout return is used for getting output of for SailPoint, and sysout statement is used for logs to debug, right? That's correct, Gauri. That is correct. So system.out.println statement is going to print in logs. If you want to print that in return statement is actually used like methods. It will return, right? Um, but in SailPoint, the debug console, right? If you want to print the output, like if I save and run this, something exception, whatever, something wrong I have written right now, just now I did it. See here, output is printed, right? For printing output here, we use the return statement. Sysouts won't print here. I wish that sysouts are printed here. Maybe I can give an idea to SailPoint, so it will print only in the logs. Return statement will print in the console, debug output, rule result console. Okay, that's why I'm using return statement. Otherwise, I won't use. Next, yeah. All right, there are no other questions. So if nothing else, then yeah, thank you. See you next session.
Thank you. Thanks, Krish.
No problem.